Hi, I'm Doug Oster from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Welcome back to Digging with Doug. Today we're going to build a trellis out of this bamboo for all these cucumber plants. They should have been trellised, I'd say about a month ago, but I didn't get to it. Actually, I built a trellis earlier, but it wasn't as sturdy as this one, and I decided to take it down because these were going to outgrow it and pull it down. That's the first job for today, and then we're going to be planting. There's still plenty of time to plant things. We're going to be planting some cabbage plants, some bean seeds, some lettuce, and some peas. But first, let's build this trellis. All right. All we're going to do is take these two at a time and lash them together, and then we're going to put a bar across the top, put some deer netting along the side, and work these vines up that. So let's see if the old Boy Scout lashing will work. Okay, been a long time since I've done that. Let's see how it works. Doesn't look too bad. And I'm going to put one in there. Alright. Looks alright, huh? Yeah. See, that's not going to be... It's got to come down a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Clothesline hitch, I think it's called. And I'm sure I'm not tying it right either. But it'll be fine. Luckily, it's not holding up a lean-to over me for camping. Getting there. Now I gotta remember how to tie these on. I would never get my pioneering merit badge with this work, but I think it's going to be okay. Now, someone who was smart would have measured how wide the netting was and then decide how far the posts are apart. I didn't, but you know what? It fit. All right, our trellis is done. In a couple of weeks, you'll never see this netting. It'll all be covered in vines, and that's going to be really cool. Next up, we're going to plant some tomatoes. It's the middle of July, but that's okay. This is a variety called Super Bush, the same one I used for the upside-down tomatoes. But my early crop have really been hit with the early blight. And so the second crop will get in, and these tomatoes will actually be ready for the end of the season. After that, some cabbage, some beans, some peas. Succession planting is an important part of keeping the garden going all year. I've pulled my garlic, and I've got lots of space for these plants. This little thing here is what comes off the top of a garlic plant. It's called Escape, and it's the seed head. And these are little garlic bulbets, and they are quite a treat in the garden. And even after they're cut off, they'll continue to form this seed somehow. And, oh, that's good garlic. That's as fresh as it gets right there. The downside on this mulch now is I can see there's a lot of slugs in there. This is where they like to hide when it's hot in the day and cool at the night. But it's going to conserve moisture, and the tomatoes would much rather have the mulch than bare soil. Look at that. That's what we want to see in the garden. Plenty of big, fat, healthy earthworms. Hey, Maxie, what's that? What's that? What is it? Do you know? Not interested? All right, back in there. Do your work. Well, we're taking kind of a chance with this cabbage. We got it cheap. It's been sitting there all year, probably since the spring. I'm not sure if it's going to make nice cabbage heads, but we're going to give it a try. We've got a little room in the garden. They don't look overgrown inside. So we'll put them in. We're going to put 3 along here. We'll put a couple more somewhere else and see what happens. Okay, now some beans and peas are next. This is a bean called Early Serve. I've always been able to get bush beans this time of the year right after the garlic's pulled, so I'm not worried about it. And we're planting black-seeded Simpson. We're just going to broadcast this seed on here. Look at this compost, looks great. That's a nice thick bed of compost. That's all the leftover stuff from the perennial beds. Glad I have it here. All right, all that's left is the peas. These are Oregon Sugar Pod 2, my favorite snow pea. Usually planted early in the spring, but we're going to be planting a second crop now. They'll be ready at the end of the season for picking, and I love fresh peas. And again, I'm just going to use the broadcast method. No rows here, and that's fine for me. Basically, when these grow up, they'll support themselves. I might put some sticks in here, but they'll be fine. And there won't be certainly any problem with them germinating this time of the year with this nice warm weather. And since all year I've been working with this broken nozzle, turn the water on! Turn the water on! What a great day in the garden, working down in the soil and planting. Fill up all those spots in the garden that have been harvested where it's empty, and keep planting and picking all the way through fall. Remember, if you've got a question about what we did today on Digging with Doug, or a general gardening question, log on to www.post-gazette.com/homes and click on the gardening forum button. I'd love to help you. And next week, it's all about four-legged pests like groundhog, deer, raccoons, and the groundhogs are getting after my tomatoes. Right now, more watering to do. We'll see you next week. Turn the water on!